Live from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
2 women died at an early morning fire, and now we know that they were 29 and 71 years old. That fire happened along Eldridge Avenue on the west side.
Yeah, their names have not been released, but as our RJ Marquez tells us, the older woman who lived in one of these apartments was someone that the other tenants leaned on in times of need.
I woke up and I went outside. I came outside to check and I looked around and I went around because I smelled wood burning.
Ruben Garcia was asleep inside his apartment early this morning when firefighters knocked on his door and forced him to evacuate because of a fire.
We all had to come out for evacuation for the moment. And then I heard about them passing away in apartment 3, so I was like really sad about that.
The fire broke out around 3 a.m. in the 4700 block of Eldridge Avenue. Fire officials said there were heavy flames and smoke coming from the apartment. Crews made it inside, but it was too late.
They were right by the door. They were pulled out and CPR was started. Both of them were unconscious and not breathing when we got here.
And many neighbors that we spoke to who did not want to go on camera were very emotional upon hearing of this news. They say that the older victim involved in this fire was a woman of strong faith who opened her home to many family and friends. Crews kept the fire from spreading to other units and there were no other injuries, but officials say it's a reminder of what can happen during colder nights.
Can't stress enough the importance of heating your home safely, watching for the space heaters and not using your stove heater, all the things we say every year. Here we are again.
The San Antonio Fire Department is still investigating what caused the fire. RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio firefighters also dealing with another big fire this morning, one that burned a restaurant to the ground and ripped through the truck stop next to it. It happened at the Flying J and Denny's near I-10 East and Foster Road on the east side. Around 5 o'clock this morning, that fire started in the Denny's kitchen, then quickly spread throughout the entire building, taking out the truck stop and the convenience store attached to it. It took hours for firefighters to get these flames under control. A truck driver who was sleeping in his truck just about 100 feet away says that he had no idea what was going on until he woke up.
I'm parked right where that yellow sign is. I'm parked right there, and I didn't hear a thing. I was out like a light.
Fortunately, no one here was hurt, but a fire truck that was too close to the flames was damaged.
It's a massive fire. A former San Antonio police officer has been indicted by a grand jury. He now has new charges against him for the shooting of 17-year-old Eric Cantu. Cantu eating in a McDonald's parking lot at the time. This is part of the body cam footage that the officer had. Our John Paul Barajas was at the district attorney's press conference where he read out the formal list of charges that former officer James Brennan is facing. John Paul joins us live. John Paul.
The new charge in this case, attempted murder, which is a second-degree felony. Now, previously, Brendan was only facing 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant, which actually carries a higher penalty because the aggravated assault involves a government official. The video we're about to show you shows what led to the charges.
Get out of the car.
Former Officer Brennan was fired days after this shooting in a McDonald's parking lot on October 2nd, firing his weapon after Eric Cantu put his car in reverse. The initial charges against him soon followed. Cantu was hit multiple times, suffering injuries to multiple parts of his upper body, leaving him on life support for weeks. Nursing staff called him the tank for his resilience. He was released from the hospital just before Thanksgiving. He was with a teenage girl at the time of the shooting. She was not injured, but she is the reason for the second aggravated assault charge. The next step in the case is to set a court date to see if an agreement is made or if this will go to trial. Bexar County Civil Rights Division lead prosecutor saying this when asked about his confidence in getting justice for Cantu.
Nobody who does this for a living goes about predicting outcomes. But I would say this, that over the time I've been in this office, if we get to this point, we're confident and comfortable with our evidence to date.
Now, Cantu's attorney also sent us a statement saying that Eric's family is relieved about today's announcements and that today is a step forward towards justice, but that the journey is far from over. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, John Paul. He was lying in bed and he was shot and killed. San Antonio police are now searching for the person behind a deadly drive-by shooting early this morning. This happened in the 4600 block of Callahan Road. According to officers, someone drove by a home there and started firing. The 18-year-old man in his bed was hit and killed. The victim was found by his father, who called police. Shell casings were found on the street, but no sign of the shooter. No one else was hurt.
San Antonio police asking for your help tonight solving the murder of a 20-year-old man on October 15th. 20-year-old Amari Lovings was gunned down in a parking lot on Babcock Road near De Zavala after police say the person he was with got into an argument with some unknown suspects. One of the suspects took out a gun, fired off several shots. Lovings was actually hit in the neck and died on the scene. Police are asking for any information leading to the IDs and locations of the suspects. They're asking you to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
In a shocking turn of events today, one of the prosecutors has quit in the middle of a capital murder trial. Yesterday, that assistant district attorney was questioning witnesses in the trial of Juan David Ortiz. He's the former Border Patrol supervisor accused of killing 4 sex workers in Laredo. But today, that prosecutor's gone. Erica Hernandez explains what happened.
Webb County Assistant District Attorney Joshua Davila started the trial of Juan David Ortiz on Monday, but by Thursday morning, he was nowhere in sight. This post on his Facebook profile says, quote, "I have officially left the Webb County District Attorney's office. That is the most unprofessional and toxic workplace I've ever had to deal with. I do not recommend it. I'm sorry to anyone I let down." The spokeswoman for the Webb County District Attorney's Office told us in the courtroom today that lead prosecutor DA Isidro Alanis would not be providing any comment. But Alanis did tell KGNS TV in Laredo that Davila had resigned today due to administration issues and that his resignation would not affect the trial. Juan David Ortiz is on trial accused in the murders of 4 sex workers in Webb County in 2018. More of Ortiz's interrogation video was shown today.
He could remember mundane things, but whenever we'd ask him about any of the victims or anything else, that's when, I don't remember that. I don't remember this.
The video, which is around 9 hours long, is being shown in its entirety. Ortiz so far has mostly been shown denying any wrongdoing.
Where they work, where she worked.
So far, Ortiz has shown very little emotion in the courtroom and has only been seen smirking a few times. At some point during this video, Ortiz will confess to these murders that took place back in 2018. Testimony in this trial will continue tomorrow morning. Don't forget you can watch the live stream on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and KSAT's YouTube channel. At the Kennedy Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
A familiar face returning to City Council to fill in for District 10 Councilman Clayton Perry. Council members this afternoon unanimously appointed retired Air Force officer Mike Gallagher to be Perry's temporary replacement today. Perry has taken a leave of absence in the wake of his self-confessed involvement in a hit-and-run crash on November 6th. He could also be facing DUI charges. Gallagher represented the Northside District before Perry between 2014 and 2017. So we asked now, again, Councilman Gallagher, why he decided to come back.
It was the phone calls and the emails and talking to staff. I wanted to make sure that our District 10 staff was protected, that everybody was able to stay in their jobs and keep things moving smoothly. It's not about Mike Gallagher, it's about District 10 and making sure it runs right.
Now, Clayton Perry has not resigned, and Gallagher's appointment will only last until either Perry returns or the term ends in June, whichever comes first.
Time has run out for a San Antonio tradition. Organizers of the Cowboy Breakfast, the unofficial kickoff to the San Antonio Rodeo that feeds thousands of people every single year, well, they haven't found a sponsor or the money that they need. They tell our Jonathan Cotto that the breakfast does more than just serve up tacos, and they haven't given up just yet.
It's a local tradition that's been around for decades.
It was to welcome the trail riders for the rodeo into San Antonio.
Over the years, the Cowboy Breakfast becoming a way to kick off the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
It's just grown to what it is today, or what it was 3 years ago when we were able to have the big event.
The Cowboy Breakfast is an effort that feeds thousands, but it takes over $30,000 to make it happen. Inflation putting a strain on sponsorships and funding.
To do this event for free, we have to have a title sponsor. We had one lined up, and unfortunately, they were unable to fulfill it.
The deadline to secure $35,000 was today.
We've been trying to scramble to come up with that title sponsor or presenting sponsor and just have not been able to bring one on board.
And those who may catch the short end of this situation, tourism, hospitality, and culinary arts students over at St. Philip's College.
With the Cowboy breakfast not happening, that's a huge dip for us as far as being able to take care of our students.
Brad says the reality of not having a Cowboy breakfast is just not a good feeling.
Not having the Cowboy breakfast just it kills me.
The folks over at Cowboy Breakfast say they are still hopeful that a title sponsorship will still come through in the next couple of days. But the good news here is that whatever funds have already been raised will still go towards the scholarship here at St. Philip's College. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's go check out traffic right now. 281 at 410. Usually a trouble spot, and it certainly is tonight. Look at all those cars getting off 281 south to 410 west. You can see both on the ramp itself and 410 down below, and the access road very slow going. Actually, looks like the ramp that goes from 410 to 281 in the far distance also not moving so great right now.
It's all a mess from this view. And the mist and drizzle out there is probably not helping when it comes to traffic. A little foggy from this picture as well out there, Adam.
Oh, fog, drizzle, dampness, wet roads. Can't figure out what setting you need your windshield wipers on. It's one of those situations. Nuisance moisture, but hey, 1/100 of an inch. It's actually measurable, so enough of that drizzle piled up in the rain gauge at the airport to actually be measurable at 1/100 of an inch. 48 degrees right now, dew point's 46. Those numbers are close. When they're close like that, it means the air's saturated, and that's one reason why we have our drizzle and fog and visibility down to 3 miles right now. And I do think visibility is going to get even worse, drop even more through the night. The drizzle's going to persist. Fog, drizzle, dampness, wet roads all the way through the morning commute. Temperatures holding tight, upper 40s, right near 50. A Saturday cold front to talk about, and the newest drought monitor is in. We'll take a peek in just a bit.
Welcome back. I'm Stefania Jimenez, and here's what we're working on for you tonight on the Nightbeat.
We're following up on the low score here. 59 was pretty low.
59. A Northwest Side taqueria flunked a recent health inspection. Tim Gerber is going to take us behind the kitchen door to see if that place has made changes. And he also reveals what a follow-up inspection found that the restaurant was still doing wrong. And the pandemic pushed this San Antonio woman into a new line of business, and it's grown, especially during the holidays. Tonight, we're going to look at something called tree styling. Hear the advice this woman is offering to others as they prepare their own Christmas trees. We'll see you for these stories and more tonight on the Nightbeat.
See you then. Thank you, Stephanie. Well, he has lived in Uvalde nearly all his life. He never imagined as mayor he'd be thrust into the spotlight after a tragedy in his hometown.
I go to Robb Elementary School, and so, I get there, the police are there, people are starting to get there. I think, I think I was the second car in line behind the police car when I got there.
It was still an active scene.
Still an active scene. We hadn't even, it was just unfolding, and maybe 15 minutes after it started, 10, 15 minutes. So, we were there. There were officers coming from everywhere. There were a lot of DPS. There were federal agents there. There were a lot of officers on that scene that day. And of course, and I will say that being from the outside, there was a lot of confusion even on the outside. It didn't seem like anybody had taken a command position at that time.
It's our latest Spreester session. My entire conversation with Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin will be live streamed at 7 o'clock tonight, right after this newscast on the KSAT YouTube page, ksat.com. Then tomorrow night at 7, right here on KSAT 12, we look at Uvalde 6 months after that mass shooting and how people who live there plan to heal, remember, and move forward. 21 Taken, Uvalde's Path to Healing, tomorrow night at 7, right here on KSAT 12.
All right, let's turn to the forecast out there right now. We've got mist, we've got drizzle, and this is kind of a pattern that we keep returning to
Yeah.
Fortunately.
And we get it in these transition seasons, fall and even spring, we get into these patterns, especially this time of year when you have the longer nights. It gives the fog more time to develop and we tend to see it more. But this really came on quickly, the drizzle today. And we're going to be dealing with it pretty much daily for the next 7 days. So get used to that dampness. It won't be continuous the whole time, but I do think at some point, pretty much every day over the next 7 days, we'll have some drizzle and or fog. So damp, but just a few sprinkles. Then a weak cold front hits on Saturday. Saturday, you need to plan for humidity and a warmer morning in the 60s. Then by the afternoon, temperatures falling off later on in the day. So an upside down day. All right, take a look at our rain chances. Notice only 20 to 30%, and that's really just for sprinkles. I wish I could say we'd have some embedded downpours, but that's not the case with this pattern. Just this light nuisance rain that doesn't really add up to much. Now, over the span of, say, the next 3-4 days, there could be some areas that see over 1/10 of an inch of rain. But I think that's going to be the exception and not the norm. Of course, we'll take what we can get. This is the drought monitor 4 months ago. Okay, I'm giving you a big comparison. I'm going to step off so you can see it full screen. Obviously, we were in rough shape. August actually provided some precipitation, and then so did a few months this fall. But look at the current drought monitor updated today. Some improvements compared to several months ago, but we still, of course, have some work to do, especially San Antonio and surrounding communities, Canyon Lake, Sisterdale, Comfort, Bulverde, Blanco. That's the exceptional drought area, and that's the worst drought category you can be in. 52% of Texas considered in drought right now. Notice along the Gulf Coast, that's actually where we don't have drought at the current time. All right, let's take a look at our overall pattern. And we've got a stream of clouds coming up from deep South Texas, stretching through San Antonio all the way up to Dallas. And really just a few sprinkles with it. That's about it. The main action right now and the real weather maker, what we have is just a nuisance. It's not really unstable, but where we do have the big weather maker, that's in the western U.S., pulling some Pacific moisture onshore and widespread areas of precipitation, the kind of stuff we could use west coast and throughout parts of the Rockies. That's not going to move our way. We're not going to have a good trough move overhead or a good disturbance anytime soon because of our old foe here, the big blue H. It's over the Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to be drifting westward for the next several days and just meandering around the western Gulf of Mexico and really preventing any good substantial disturbances to move our way. So that's why we're just going to have this sprinkle activity, and that's it. Nothing really appreciable. Here's our futurecast. Of course, remaining cloudy through the morning commute tomorrow. Foggy, damp, reduced visibility, and even a few sprinkles as the futurecast shows. But by the afternoon, it wouldn't shock me if we see a few cracks in the clouds and a little bit of sunshine later on in the day. Here's a look at November. We had some rain. It was decent, 1.79 inches, better than nothing, but it was mostly that dampness and not enough to really add up to a whole lot. Dampness right now, reduced visibility, and the visibility is going to be an issue on the roadways, I think, through the night and even tomorrow. Upper 40s right now to near 50. Temperatures hold tight through the night. I think even warm a little tomorrow morning, lower 50s, about 51 in the morning. Then by the afternoon, upper 60s for high temperatures. And again, a few peaks of sunshine later in the day, but Friday evening plans. Outdoors, the drizzle's going to come on quickly again. So get ready for that dampness tomorrow evening. Saturday morning, warmer than the afternoon. We'll fall through the 50s in the afternoon. Sunday, back in the 60s. And next week, stable temperatures for a change, well into the 70s.
Yeah, how about that? Thanks, Adam.
All right, so I think when it comes to the Spurs last night, it was almost the good, the bad, and the ugly.
That is true. We're calling it a tale of two halves, but you certainly nailed it because the Spurs' first half against the Thunder, I mean, they were playing lights out, hitting threes, making every bucket, not turning it over. Second half, not so much, the complete opposite. And right here in town, a Brandeis basketball player, well, she's paying it forward. Coming up.
It's tough trying to stop a team in transition, all this through the second half when we're not scoring or we're turning the ball over. So just learning, just trying to learn from it.
You can hear the disappointment in Devin Vassell's voice after the Spurs' latest loss in big board sports. It was a tale of two halves for the Spurs last night at OKC, and it cost the silver and black. San Antonio shot 64% in the first half and led by as many as 20 points in the second quarter. They were up 77-68 at halftime. Then in the second half, they shot just 28%, while OKC got hot, shooting 56% to wipe out that 20-point hole. Thunder take it 119-111, handing the Spurs their 9th straight loss.
As a team, I think we started out really well. Obviously, didn't have the finish we wanted, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, it kind of hurts right now. Obviously, just having that loss.
Spurs will host the Pelicans tomorrow night at 7:30. New Orleans is currently 3rd in the West. Brandeis Broncos junior basketball player Ryan Forcier is a star on the court with a heart of gold. She recently handed out basketball shoes to 52 girls at Neff Middle School via money she raised through her community initiative, Forward. She came up with the idea over the summer when one of her teammates told her when she first started playing basketball, she didn't have the right shoes and that she was getting made fun of to the point where she wanted to quit the game. Ryan said that story opened up her eyes because that shouldn't be a reason to give up basketball. So Forward was born with the help of her mom, Denise, and Ryan had the privilege to make some 7th and 8th grade girls at Neff very happy.
It's important because at Neff Middle School, which is a Title I middle school, which is like government funding, 80% of their girls did not have the right shoes to play, and it's important because it helps their dignity and confidence, and it helps them want to keep playing, as well as preventing injury.
Jakob Poeltl and the Spurs are joining forces with Ryan to help her pay it forward. She attended the Spurs game on November 23rd when Jak recognized Ryan for what she's doing by presenting her with the signed jersey. She even made it on the Jumbotron at the AT&T Center.
It was awesome just to see how like people in the NBA want to give back, and how Jakob, like we were able to get all the girls slides, shoes, and headbands to help with their shoes, prevent like getting them dirty and stuff, and it was awesome. It was like a big deal for me personally, just because of how this whole community really wants to help each other.
Her mom tells us that the Spurs are going to buy and wear Ryan's Forward t-shirts to support her second Title I school. The website is on your screen if you'd like to buy a shirt or donate some money. Turning to soccer, USA fans want to know if forward Christian Pulisic will be ready to face the Netherlands Saturday in the World Cup round of 16. Pulisic suffered a groin contusion when he collided with Iran's goalkeeper while scoring the only goal of the match in the United States 1-0 win on Tuesday. Today, he said he was feeling better, and then he was asked if he's optimistic about playing.
Taking it day by day right now, but doing everything in my power to be able to be out there on the field on Saturday.
Team USA will play the Netherlands Saturday morning at 9 local time, and I want to make a correction. The Spurs play tomorrow night at 7. I said 7:30, but it's at 7.
Yeah, and I think Team USA, he's going to play.
I think he's going to play too, yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next.